true. It is correct. False means it is not true. It is not correct. So I'm going to put something up here, and on your board you're going to write true or false. This is to activate our brains, to get our brains busy and thinking about subject-verb agreement, which we've been learning about this week. This is not a quiz, it's just to see what you know, and so I can. There are two kinds of subjects that can be in a sentence. Singular subjects, like the boy. Plural subjects, like the boys. True or false. On your board, please write T or F, or true or false, and hold it up so I can see. Throat, sweetheart? Okay. Okay. Singular, the word singular means one. Like a boy, she, one squirrel, my mom. True or false? Plural means more than one. The children, cats, my grandparents. True or false? Over here. Okay. So we've been talking this week. Please put your whiteboards down before I start. Please put them down. Your marker should be shut and closed. Okay. We've been talking this week about, just read the title of our chart with me, subject-verb agreement. I would like us to take a moment and just fill in some of the missing parts of our chart. We have two rules when we talk about subject-verb agreement, and remember the subject and the verb have to what? Agree. I agree. Can I see your hand? I agree with you. We are in agreement, right? We agree. Okay? So these two kids, they agree. They're like, yes, we agree. And that's like the subject and the verb. So if the subject is blank, the verb should end with "and blank." Okay, take a moment to think. Think. This is a think moment. Don't write anything down. We're just thinking. Just a minute. Mia, what do you think goes in the blank? How many of you were thinking what Mia just said in your head? Raise your hand if you were thinking that. Okay, that is correct. If the subject is singular, the verb should end with an S. And our example was the bird sings a song. Rule number 2 that we talked about yesterday, if the subject is blank, the verb should not end with an blank. Evelyn?
If the subject is plural, the verb ends by an example. The bird sings a song.
The verb should not end with an S. And thank you for reading the example for us. And what is that crazy rule breaker? Remember this kid's like, he's like being really silly because he's breaking the rules. What are the two words that are our rule breakers? I'm going to give you a moment to think. I'm going to let everybody think. Sometimes it takes us a while to think of what they are, and they're actually up there. So it shouldn't take you too long to think what they are. We're just reviewing this. Bassett, what are our two rule breakers? I and you. Because remember, if I say I, that's one person, but I do not put an S. I and you are our rule breakers. Okay, now that we've reviewed that, we're going to go ahead and start. And one more thing before we start. Why am I teaching you about this? Why am I teaching you about subject-verb agreement? I'm going to remind you, because maybe you don't know. We talked about it on Monday, but maybe you're not sure. The reason why, just listen, the reason why I'm teaching you is because as you get older, and even right now, when you want to communicate, what does communicate? Communicates when you what? When you speak and when you write. When you want to communicate something, your subjects and your verbs need to agree. We want your English to get better and better, and people who speak very good English, their subjects and their verbs always agree. So we really want you to get to that point where you are a level what? Level 5 in our speaking, in our writing, and our subjects and verbs have to agree to get to that point. Okay? Anything you wanted to add to that, Samaria? Okay. We're going to move on with our PowerPoint objective together. I will explain the rules of subject and verb agreement and apply the rules to my speaking and writing. And we're going to do that by using a graphic organizer. We've used this before. It's been a while. We've used the Freyer model. It looks like this, where you have 4 corners and a word in the center. We're going to do that today. Yes. Okay? Our language objective is I will speak to a partner using subjects and verbs that agree. Do this with your hands to remind yourself that agree in sentences. And I will write the rules of subject and verb agreement on a graphic organizer. And this is the graphic organizer that you're going to be doing. It looks like that. So we're going to be doing a lot of speaking and writing. Okay. We're going to learn about subject and verb what? Agreement. Say that again. Agreement. Okay, here we go. What is present tense? Now remember, if we have a video of you on here, be brave. It takes courage. Everyone who excuse me, participated in making our videos was very courageous. So we're all going to support you. Christy was very brave. She's going to remind us what present tense is, because all the verbs and subjects we're talking about today are in present tense. So Christy, what is present tense?
Christy, what does it mean if a verb is in the present tense?
That means it's happening right now.
That means the verb is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Turn to your partner. Partner number 2, you're going to go first. You are going to say, what is present tense? Partner number 1 will say, present tense means blank, a blank is happening blank. Let's just watch that first. Mrs. Tucker, will you be partner 2 and I'll be partner 1? Go ahead.
What is present tense?
Present tense means a verb, actually this is supposed to be, sorry, means a verb is happening right now. Present tense means a verb is happening right now. So partner number 2, you're going to ask the question first. Go ahead and turn and you may begin.
What is
Turn and look at your partner, please. Okay. Okay, Adon and Christy, can you show us what you did? Go ahead, Adon, go ahead.
What is a present?
And remember, the word A is not in here. We're going to read it exactly how it is. Go ahead.
What is present tense?
Christy?
Present tense means that something is happening right now.
Means that something is happening, or a verb is happening right now. Okay. All the verbs we're talking about are happening right now. In present tense, if the subject is singular,
If the subject is singular, what happens to the verb after?
oh, sorry.
If the subject is singular, you add an S to the end of the verb. Good job, Christy.
You know, we forgot to tell Mia and Christy good job. Let's say, good job, Christy.
Good job, Christy.
Good job, Mia.
Good job, Mia.
Okay, so Mia told us that where the S comes, okay, she told us where the S comes. So let's mirror her words and gestures. Let's mirror the words and gestures. She didn't really do gestures, but we're going to add some gestures in of what she just said. Now watch how I do it first, okay? If a subject is singular, just do that part by yourself.
If a subject is singular,
You add an S
you add an S
to the end
To the end
of the verb.
of the verb.
So one more time. If the subject
if the subject
is singular,
is singular,
you add an S
you add an S
to the end of the verb.
To the end of the verb.
Okay, what is an example of a sentence with a singular subject? Your Relly's going to tell us.
Really, tell me an example of a
Oops, sorry.
sentence that has a singular subject.
everyone plays outside.
Oh, I like that sentence. What is the singular subject in that sentence?
Everyone
And what is the verb?
plays.
Play or plays?
Everyone say, good job, you Relly.
Good job, Relly.
She used Evelyn. Evelyn was like, whoa, she said my name in this sentence, okay? So her singular subject was Evelyn. Her verb was plays. Now, she gave an example. It's your turn to turn to your partner and practice speaking an example that follows this rule. Partner number 1 will go first this time. You will say, give me an example of a sentence with a singular subject and a verb that agrees. Partner number 2 will say an example is, and they will say a sentence on this line. So, watch what Mrs. Montgomery and I do first. Okay, Mrs. Montgomery will be partner number 1. Go ahead.
Give me an example of a sentence with a singular subject and a verb that agrees.
An example is Christy ties her shoe. Again, okay? Just a simple sentence. Christy ties her shoe. You could make it longer if you wanted to say Christy ties her shoe while she is sitting on the carpet. But right now I want you to practice giving an example of a simple sentence that is happening right now with a singular subject and a verb. Okay? Turn to your partner. Partner 1, you may begin by stating what's in blue. Go ahead.
I go to McDonald's. I go to
That breaks the rule though.
Because remember,
That's still an example. Okay. Okay, come back together in 3, 2, 1, 0. Volume is at 0. Okay. Okay. Did she give you an example?
No, she said Guadalupe swims, but it's like 2 people to make swim.
Well, actually, we were talking about doing a singular subject, so she was correct. Okay. Can you say that for the whole class? Just stand up real quick and show what you did. Okay. Look at them. Guadalupe, you were in their story. Go ahead.
Give me an example of a sentence
With finish your sentence.
with a singular subject and a verb that agrees. Guadalupe swims.
No, let's use your sib now. An example is.
Example is Guadalupe swims.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. Her singular subject was who? Guadalupe. What did Guadalupe do? She swam, and we said she swims. Okay. Whoopsie.
I cannot swim.
My screen is frozen. Hold on. Okay, now we're talking about plural subjects.
So, Henry, if the subject is plural, what happens to the verb after the subject?
If the subject is plural, you do not add an S to the end of the word.
Good job, Henry. Okay. So if the subject is plural, you do not add an S to the end of the verb. This line signifies several words. I'm going to say it again. If the subject is plural, you do not add an S to the end of the verb. Go ahead and write that sentence stem on your whiteboards, filling in the missing words now. We're going to do some writing. If you're not sure what to write, you should at least start writing your stem, because it might come to you as you're writing your stem. I'm seeing handwriting that I can read. I'm seeing capitalization that's correct. I'm seeing spaces and commas. Okay, a little bit differently, but I like what you did in what you wrote. Could you just stand up and read it in a very loud voice? I'll hold it. Excuse me. Go ahead.
If the subject is forward, you do not add an S to the end of the verb.
And I like what she said, because she didn't just say word. She said you do not add an S to the end of a verb. Give her a hand. That's okay. Because it could, when we say word, we don't really know which kind of word you're meaning. Are you talking about the subject? Are you talking about the verb? If you put verb, that's the best, most specific English that you could give.
So Beth,
Sorry.
so there are two subjects that are an exception to the rule. They are the rule breakers. What are the two subjects that are an exception?
I and you.
I and you. So when we have I and you, do we add an S to the end of the verb?
No.
Can you give me an example of a sentence with I?
Like I play.
Just I play. We don't say I plays, correct?
Yes.
Good job.
Good job, Bassett. Like you guys said, good job, without me even having to tell you. Thank you, Bassett. Okay, take 1 minute now to write a sentence that explains the rule breakers on your whiteboards. This is your sentence stem. Let's read it together. The two words that do not follow the rule are I and you.
The two words that do not follow the rule are I and you.
Okay, give her a hand. Thank you. That's exactly what you should have had on your board. Either you and I or I and you. Okay, now we're going to practice writing and speaking and applying this, what we've learned, in our groups. You will have a graphic organizer at your table. Some people's graphic organizers may look different. Do not worry if you see somebody whose graphic organizer looks different than yours. We've got 4 sections on our graphic organizer. Your teacher will explain this to you in more detail when you get to your paper what these 4 sections mean. Okay? In the middle, what does it say though? Subject, verb, agreement. That means everything that you're going to be writing today is about subject, verb, agreement. And I like how people are even doing, you're starting to do our gestures that we did with that. This is what you, not Naomi, I'm sorry, I wrote Naomi. Donna, this is what you are going to use, okay? And I have a little word bank for you too, okay? When I pass this out to you, I want you just to write your name first, and then we're going to talk about each of the boxes and what the expectation is that you will do in the boxes. Yes, write your name at the top, right over here. Write your name first.
So it is what? Singular.
Okay, so, oops, it's not my hair, your hair. Sorry. Okay, so in this box right here, this first box, it's going to be talking about when the subject is singular. If you were like, I don't know where to find the word singular, where could you look? If you look on the chart, okay? If a subject is singular, let's go ahead and just read the first stem together. If a subject is singular, the verb ends with an S. Okay? After you've done this, go to the bottom one. Where, if this is about singular, what do you think this one's going to be about? Plural. And I want to just see if you can try the second one by yourself. We have our stem on here. You read the stem, think about what would make sense. It's similar to what we did on the carpet when we were speaking and writing. Where it says examples, what do you think that you're supposed to do where it says examples?
Some examples.
Okay? And what my expectation is that on the examples, you're going to have sentences. So just like your Relly gave an example with your name in it, didn't she, when she was speaking? She said, Evelyn, tell me again what it was. Okay, so if she wanted to write Evelyn plays, which box would she write it in? The first one. Okay? And because Evelyn is what? A singular subject. This will have singular subjects, this will have plural subjects. Okay? Go ahead and fill in the first box with the definition, the second box with the definition, then we'll talk about sentences again. Okay? So, Donna, let's read this one together, okay? If a subject is singular, and then you've got your words on here, which word do you think is singular? Okay? And singular means one, okay?
The next one, it says subject is what? The verb does.
Okay. If a subject is singular, the verb ends with an, what do you think? What did we talk about? If it's one subject, the verb ends with an, yeah. Or no, ends with an S. It ends with the letter S, okay? I'll go show you on the teaching chart. Come over here real quick. How are you guys doing? Okay, after you've done that, you can give your examples with a singular subject. So, take your paper with you. Okay, so you can always look up here if you need to. This says, if the subject is singular, the verb should end with an S. Okay? So then you have some examples. Naomi, there you could write Ron. Yes. Okay? You've got some names there that you can write sentences about. Okay.
With what?
Okay, on your sentences that you're doing for examples, I'm just going to remind you to make sure that you have a capital letter for capitalization. I'm so sorry. Can you scoot over just a little bit so I can get my chair in?
If the subject is
That's dangerous, isn't it? Okay.
the verb does
So, and we might go, Mr. Okay. Okay, you've got it. Okay. So, make sure you also have correct punctuation on the end of your sentences. Make sure you put your period for punctuation. Okay. Okay. Now read this to me. Okay. And what is this box about? Well, we got confused. If the subject, this first box, we're going to write if a subject is singular, the verb ends with an S. So what word did you write right here?
Yep.
Okay, so where would that box go? Where's plural going to go? Down here, because this is going to be the singular box, this is going to be the plural box. So, the subject is singular, the verb ends with an S. Okay? And this first example that you gave, the subject is singular. What was your subject? My mom. My mom is the subject, right? That's one person. In the next sentence, you wrote me and my bro. That's fine to write bro. That's fine. But is this one person or more than one? So plural is more than one. Remember, singular is one. Plural is more than one. So plural would go down here. At the beginning, I saw how you guys did. Most of you guys remembered what we had talked about this week, so that made me very happy to see that you remembered it. Now, some of us had a harder time actually applying it to the writing. So that shows me that we need to spend a little bit more time writing out what we're thinking. We need to spend, I want to say that again because it's very important. We need to spend a little more time writing what we are thinking. Because we're getting a little bit confused when it comes time to write what we can speak about and what we know in our brains. So, we are going to just review this. Most of you, like I said, did a great job deciding if it was true or false. You were correct. Bassett, we're not writing, we're just listening now. So we're going to just go through. You're going to tell me true or false. And I'm going to tell you if you were right, and you can kind of check back in your brain. Let's see if I was right or not. There are two kinds of subjects that can be in a sentence. Singular subjects and plural subjects. True or false? Just tell me.
True.
True. You are correct.
Yes.
That was on our teaching chart. We've got two kinds, singular and plural. Singular means one. True or false? True. Remember our chant that we did? Let's just say it one more time because some people were still forgetting that. Singular is one. Singular is one. Say it with us. Plural is more than one. Plural is more than one. Okay, next one. Plural means more than one?
Yes.
True. We just said that. True. This is where some of you got confused. If a subject of a sentence is singular, the verb should begin with an S. Did we say it begins with an S?
No. And.
We said it should end. The S doesn't go here.
No.
It goes at the end. I was trying to trick you.
That was like yes.
I did. Thank you today for giving me your full attention. We did reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Did we do our objectives? Did we explain the rules of subject and verb agreement in our writing? Yes, we did. We do it on our group with our partners? Yes, we did. Did we speak to a partner using subjects and verbs that agree? Yes, we did. Did we write the rules of subject-verb agreement on our graphic organizers? Yes. So we accomplished all of our goals today. I want you to turn to your partner and say, thank you, partner.
Thank you, partner.
Okay. We worked hard to accomplish our goals. Okay.